How's it going, everyone? My name is Venture, and in today's video we do have the Millennium Falcon polybag build. Now this set was released on March the 1st of 2025 at an original retail price of $4.99 USD. It is given set number 30708. It is rated for ages 6 and up and has 74 pieces, which means that this is a 7-cent per piece set. Taking a look at the back of the bag, there's not a lot going on that's very interesting, but this is where they keep all their warnings, their product information, as well as their legal information. Now, there are so many different ways you can open up a poly bag. You can be surgical or just rip it open viciously. It doesn't matter. Located inside of your bag is a bunch of loose parts, as well as a very small instruction manual. As some of you may know, I am a polybag type of person, and this one is no exception. This one has a few great details to look at. Now, one of the most important things when it comes to building a ship, especially from the Star Wars universe, and especially at this scale, is the overall shaping of the model. I would definitely say that this particular build knocks it out of the park in terms of shaping. It looks fantastic, and it has all of the right angles that the Millennium Falcon needs, with that very sharp point and the very rounded back being the most important essence of the ship. The thrust on the back of the Falcon is incredibly well done, with the trans blue parts being used. I know that that's something that they frequently do in LEGO Star Wars, but it's honestly something I just can't get sick of. It looks so good and it's perfect for this build. So on top of this Falcon, they also include the radar dish and the top turret. Now they use a pair of binoculars for the turret, which is incredibly clever, especially for this scale, and it looks pretty good. And for the radar dish, they just used a tiny little gray dish and a fire extinguisher piece, and I think it looks great for its scale. On the bottom of the ship, they do actually have you build some landing gear, which is a detail they definitely could have done without, but I'm so glad that they didn't. It does elevate this polybag to a slightly higher level, and it does allow it to have that almost floating appearance while it sits. Some other details that they didn't have to add, especially at this scale, but does elevate it, are these docking rings on either side of the Millennium Falcon. It's just kind of surprising that they went to this level for this, and not for another thing on this set. Do you notice anything that just feels like is missing from this Millennium Falcon? Something pretty important. And that, of course, is going to be that cockpit piece. It's just blank and boring and lifeless. There's nothing going on at all. You could make the argument that it doesn't need anything at all, but let me just ask you, does it have to be blank? Enter in set number 75295, the Millennium Falcon Microfighter. This handy little microfighter has a printed cockpit part that is the same part. And yes, you can take this part from the microfighter and apply it to the polybag build. I think LEGO needs to include printed parts when it makes sense for the set, or if it's the only way to make the colors of the brick match the detail that is being printed. And how much better does this look? I personally think it looks phenomenal, and I think it should have looked like this out of the bag. I'm honestly just kind of surprised that they didn't include this printed part for this particular polybag build. They usually go above and beyond for the original trilogy sets, especially for the Millennium Falcon, and the fact that they didn't include this part is just kind of disappointing. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, they don't really do printed parts for polybag builds, that's reserved for higher price sets, you're wrong. Enter in set number 30685, the TIE Interceptor from 2024. This set included a clear dish piece, which I could argue is a lot more difficult to print on than the piece needed for this set. So yes, LEGO could definitely do a printed part, they choose not to. And to me, honestly, that's just a little disappointing. They could make it so much better than what it currently is, and it didn't have to be that way. But at the end of the day, it is just a polybag, so it's not the end of the world to me. So how does this polybag stack up against the likes of some of the more recent polybags that we have gotten that are in my collection? Honestly, pretty great. Obviously, none of these ships are in scale to each other, but I feel like they're all a very equal value. I don't feel like one feels like it's worth more than the others. They're all great. I love polybags so much. Now, personally, I think that the TIE Interceptor and this Millennium Falcon are probably my favorite of the ones we've gotten recently. But let me know down in the comments section below, what is your favorite polybag that we've gotten in the past few years? So what are my thoughts on this set? Honestly, it's fantastic. Polybags have always been a great value and a great set to just pick up and build whenever you want. Aside from the cockpit piece, this is honestly a great polybag. The model itself is incredibly well refined with a lot of detail that's actually crammed into such a small set, and I highly recommend this set to everyone. Now, if anyone at the LEGO group happens to watch this video, that cockpit piece needs to be printed if you do this set again. It really completes the look, and I feel like it feels incomplete without it. But that's all I have to say on this set. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found this video helpful for your purchasing decisions. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, please let me know by leaving a like. Let me know your thoughts on this set and more in the comments section down below. And if you're feeling ever so generous, please hit that subscribe button. It's a great and free way to support the channel. And thank you for 650 subscribers. You're all insane, and I am blown away by the fact that some of you want to sit here and watch me talk about LEGO Star Wars. It means the world to me, and thank you for your support. Until next time, stay bricked up and enjoy what you love.